It's surprising to most people that a simple piece of wood can have such a profound difference in someone's life.
My name is Zachary St. Louis and I'm 16 years old. I go to University City High School and I'm a junior. I like to play video games with my friends and I make music as a hobby.
That's the great thing about Zachary. He's into sports. He loves soccer. He loves volleyball. Being in Scouts has been amazing. He's a well-rounded individual, and that's what I'm really most proud of.
I started scouting when I was in 5th grade. It's actually like a really good experience. You start off at the scout rank, and it's the very first rank you get. And then you work your way up through 2nd and 1st class, and then once you hit the Star Scout rank, it becomes harder where you need more merit badges. I'm a Life Scout, and I've been Life Scout for over a year.
With Zachary at the beginning, scouting was about the social commitment. It's being with his friends, doing things together, building things together, camping, hiking. That was how it started. And then as he grew in Scouts, then it was more about leadership.
But I think my desire to become a leader began the day of the accident.
I was in an accident in 2003.
It was a pretty horrible accident.
Zach was involved in the accident as well. Both of my children were in the back seat.
The kids went to Children's Hospital and my wife went to Sharp. And that made it even harder because I couldn't be in 2 places at one time. Obviously, I had to stay with the kids, but knowing that my wife was very injured, it was really tough. She had severe liver lacerations and was bleeding internally. They purposely had put her into a coma.
I don't really remember a lot of it. All I remember was we were in the hospital and everyone was really scared.
I just didn't know if she was going to live or die. Both of them were very afraid to see their mother for the first time. And I knew and I understood why they didn't want to go. But I also let them know that what was really important is they didn't want to, they had to be there at least once to see, just in case it went one way or another. And the other is that they needed, and honestly, she needed to feel their love. And I thought that was really important. You know, just to hold her hand, even though she was unconscious, just to feel that love and hope that that would pull her through this.
Well, I'm pretty sure if it wasn't for Sharp, my mom wouldn't be here with me today. I'm planning to build 112 sliding boards which will be used by people with spinal cord injuries so that they can easily move from areas like their bed or a car to their wheelchair. I selected this project because my mom spent a couple months in Sharp Hospital and she was in a very terrible condition. The surgeons and doctors there were very skilled and kind and helped my mom through the experience and healing process. Without them, my mom might not be here right now. So I jumped at the opportunity to give back to Sharp for helping my mom.
I was stunned to read that all these years that he had actually, in the back of his mind, wanted to give back to some way was very, very touching to me. And I never had a chance to give back. And there's my son, years later, to be able to say, we're going to give back now. It was awesome. Very awesome.
When I finally got all of the quotes, we estimated the total cost at over $2,000. And I talked to my scoutmaster and he said that was a lot of money and that'd be really hard for me to raise.
There were a lot of organizations that helped. The Cabrillo Club down in Point Loma and the Portuguese Historical Society in Point Loma. There were several friends and family members that also helped. And they had one group give them $500 And he got a phone call. He goes, "Mom, they're gonna give me $500. He couldn't believe it, you know, and it was a group of people down in Point Loma in the Portuguese club, and they just were stunned that that simple piece of wood could help so many people in so many ways. It's $500 from one group, so he was so excited. And that's a lot for Zachary. He doesn't jump out of his skin in excitement that often.
I worked with San Diego Woodworking down on Marina Boulevard with Marcus Unterberg, and he helped me out a lot with my project, and he donated a lot of his time and money to my project, and he actually reduced the costs of a lot of the different work that I needed done.
Marcus, who is really a phenomenal person who runs this great workshop and makes beautiful pieces of furniture, you know, was touched by Zachary reaching out to him.
Zach is the kind of teenager that gives me a lot of hope for the kids in this world. I learned there's a lot of kids who are worthy of respect and worthy of support.
In my troop, I had 30 scouts in total helping me out through the project and the cutting and the sanding.
And the chaos starts to become more ordered. And they position themselves around the table and they start working together as a team. No one was pushing, no one was telling. It was absolutely natural.
The wood was donated by H&H Lumber. Then the James Gang down in Ocean Beach put the Ranchero logo on the boards.
The Ranchero Fund was started to help survivors with spinal cord injuries who couldn't afford to get the medical goods and equipment that they needed for independence and mobility.
At the end of my project, we had 120 sliding boards that were going to help all the paraplegics move from their wheelchairs to their cars and to their beds and stuff. I'd heard stories of how much they helped, but I never actually seen it. And one day I came into Sharp and I looked out front and I actually saw someone get out of their car and into the wheelchair with a slide board. It just blew my mind. I was like, wow, someone's actually like using one of these and they really need it. It made me realize how much leadership I actually have, and you think that you can't do it and then you start and then other people want to help you, and it becomes a big group of people doing their part to help other people. I learned that I could always be giving back to someone.